I've got a question through social media and I want to share it with you. They told me to do that, so I'm going to do that. Welcome to the Social Work Race. It's Curtis here. I received a message. Got a lot of messages through social media, both from parents, from students, from social workers, from people in the court process, always looking for advice. I very rarely get messages from people who don't like me, maybe one or two, but generally speaking, people are just looking for help and guidance. So I've got a question for you, but I'm gonna cough. Right, that's happened. So, hey there, Kurt. I was still finding my feet within my placement. I'm in the children in care team. Now, my questions are around the best way to manage life, placement, and a dissertation. As a student, that's something I need to work better on. So that's their question, yeah? Here's my quick advice for you. One, two, how many tips have I got? One, two, three. I've got four tips. Okay, it's 4 tips really. Here we go. The first tip is this. No, before I give you the tip, let me tell you my experience. So yes, I was a father. I've got 3 children at the time when I was studying, 3 children. And I had 1 to 2 school runs to do, depending on what period of time I was studying, because my son and my daughter needed to be picked up from school at the time. So when I first started studying, I needed to do 2 school runs. In my latter stages of study, I only had 1, and I still have 1 now. And I've worked in child protection ever since, and we have to juggle that. As a single parent, I don't know how you'll do it, but let's see if we can get you there. So my first tip is this, and this is something I said to myself when I applied to be a social worker, and also when I was studying at the beginning of the year, or just prior to the term start, I told myself this: by any means necessary, make it happen. That's my first tip. You have to have a mindset, not because I'm encouraging you. That mindset is to inform your actions. I want you to, by hook or crook, make it happen. There are some days when you're on placement that you have to go home early because of the children. That happens. I want you to make it happen. You have to have a mindset where you're like, I will do this, okay? So I'm doing my PhD now. I haven't even done an episode on that. I want to actually, you've just reminded me. But I'm doing my PhD now and I'm saying, how am I gonna do it? Yes. But the voice that is louder, that I elevate the most is, I have to make this happen. It has to be done. No excuses, nothing. I have to be in hospital. I have to be in a coma. I have to be seriously hurt. Something serious has to happen to me or my family for me to stop. That's it. So my answer to that is just make it happen, okay? First tip. The second tip is this. I remember a while ago, I put out a post saying I did my degree on my phone, and it was to get attention, and people were like, what the heck? Why have we got social workers doing their degrees on their phone? Look what the world's coming to. They were not happy. But obviously it was a little bit of clickbait. The point was that when I was in class, I noticed that the assignments that we were given were actually the assignments themselves. So all I was doing was copying the style of how they wanted things written from the PowerPoints. I can say that the PowerPoints showed me exactly what they wanted to see. So you're producing work that pleases the lecturer. I'm not saying to just do it not to learn. You're going to learn because you're going to be researching anyway, but I did the work in the class. So obviously I had my iPad, or some of you might have your laptops or your notepad. In the class, I was building my assignments. Do you understand? Because when I got home, there was no time. Okay, so whether I was on placement or in class, I would have my laptop out and I would be doing my assignment in the class. Listen to me again. I'm going to say it again. I'm doing my work, my research, my paragraphs. I'm building my assignments or dissertation whilst in any of the classes. That's how I got through. The reason why I'm telling you that is because the point is a little bit every day. Look, you'll be given about 10 weeks, roughly 6-10 weeks to do an assignment. That's plenty of time. It really is too much time, because at the end of the day, how many people are doing their assignments 3-4 days before the deadline? So that really tells you that you have time. So if you do a paragraph a day, you'll have more than the word count. That's my point. Now, I said I did it on my phone. On my way home from uni was two buses I had to catch. So my journey home was about an hour and a half. Coming from placement, I'd be on the train. Let me tell you exactly what I did. I have Google Drive. I got out my Google Docs. My assignment is on cloud, and I would be doing my research through Google Scholar. Back then it was Google Scholar, or just Google, looking for peer-reviewed papers to back up my research. Doing my assignment on my phone on cloud, and even when there was no reception, when you update that work on your phone, that assignment on your phone, it will update later on when you get reception, when you get off the train. You can do your assignment on the train. You can transcribe your voice. You can leave voice notes. Your phone, especially, well, all of our phones, you can just type into the notepad or just speak into the notepad all of your thoughts and interpretations from your assignment. You can even use voice notes, okay? And then transcribe them. The phones do it very well. So at the time I had an iPhone, and I would speak into it all of my thoughts around things that I have read. And then all I would do is when I go home, nearer the time when I had to produce the work, I would just adjust the paragraphs to make them sound a bit more comprehensive. You can do the work at any time, a little bit every day. But if you think that you need to sit down and go through 10 books, no, you don't need to do that and have dedicated 1, 2, 3 hour study. No, what I'm saying to you is that if you are struggling like this person here, how do I balance it? I'm saying capitalize on the slots of time when you are vacant. Just 10, 15 minutes, literally. Now, let me tell you the results of that. You can understand I have school run, placement. I was also working part-time and obviously a student. I had to get it in there. And I'm a family man. I'm at home every day doing what I've got to do. So how did I do it? I was never late on my assignments, and my assignments were usually in a week early. Why? Because I had done them weeks ago. I was doing them in class. I was doing them on the way to and on the way from university. 5, 10, 15 minutes a day. I would have a thought that, oh, I want to address that in my assignment, and I would drop that in there. That's what I did. That would always have me more words than I wanted. And it's probably better to have that than not enough, struggling at the end. I would have more than enough references. I got a first when I passed, and I'm not an academic in any way. I want you to know I left school with 0 grades, and to be able to do that and get a first, it just tells you that it works. So capitalize on the time. So that's tip number 2. It's quite long, sorry. 3rd tip, find a mentor. Come on now. Utilize the services in your university. Capitalize on them. Go on YouTube, or find a group. We've got groups, social work groups. If you want to know more, let me know. I know a great guy who's actually, I know about 2 or 3 social workers who mentor, some for free, some at a charge, depends on what you're looking for. I do some of that now. And it's just a good way to just kind of get a kick into your studies. Yeah, do that. Listen, we have the time. I'm a strong believer that we have the time. Also, we've got to learn to look after ourselves as well. Look after your health, eat well. Don't eat things that are like carb heavy. It drains energy from the body. It makes you sluggish, just look after yourself. Yeah, I've said a lot there. It's a little bit jumbled, but make it happen. Make use of your time and join a group. Hopefully that helps. Take care of yourselves.